don't know what it is about adverbs, but my students can have the strongest understanding of nouns, verbs, and adjectives, and then we get to the week of adverbs in my grammar routine, and it's like nothing in English has ever made sense to us before. Maybe it's because for the longest time we just taught that an adverb ends in ly, but we know there are so many other ways we use adverbs in sentences, which is why I want to share with you some of my tips for my Monday mini lesson as part of my grammar routine that helps my students to master adverbs. Takes them a week, but we get there, starting with this Monday lesson. The first thing I want to do with my students in my Monday mini lesson is to give them that strong definition of what an adverb is. An adverb is the word that is describing a verb, and I always have to point out the word verb is even in the word adverb, making it really easy for my students to remember what an adverb is talking about in a sentence. Next, in my adverb instruction, I want to give my students examples of all the ways an adverb can describe a verb in a sentence. I'm going to start with the one that's most familiar when adverb is describing how a verb is happening. I want to give students examples also that are going to pair the adverb with the verb it is describing. This is going to help students really start to build that understanding of how adverbs are used grammatically in our sentences. Think about it. We don't just want our students to recognize adverbs. We want our students to recognize adverbs and the verb they are describing, which is why I like to structure that Monday mini lesson to make sure it includes those connections for my students. After introducing those infamous ly adverbs, you're going to want to make sure you introduce the other ways that adverbs are used in sentences, including how often a verb happens, when a verb happens, and where a verb happens. These are super important concepts for your students to master beginning in that Monday lesson, because if you only teach adverbs as being words that end in ly, you're going to end up with a huge chunk of the English language that students can't identify what part of speech it is because it's adverbs, but they were never taught that piece of the definition. That's why I make sure to include examples for all of the types of adverb uses that students are going to come across. I also make sure that students are getting good, quick practice with each type of adverb. The key here is quick. Remember, we're trying to teach these mini lessons in just 10 minutes, which means you do not have time for every single student to give you 3 examples of where you could read a book. Maybe call on just a few students to share their examples, have them quickly partner with a neighbor, or let them all answer on whiteboards or sticky notes during the lesson. Now, last but not least in this mini lesson, I want students to start building connections between adjectives and adverbs. They're parts of speech that work pretty similarly for us in our sentences, and I want students to start to recognize that. This is where I like to give students the opportunity to talk with a partner and start seeing those connections between different parts of speech. And that's it. That's what I cover in my Monday mini lesson. Are we masters of adverbs yet? No, but after 3 more days of practice, by the time I get to my Friday assessment for adverbs, students are ready to identify and start using adverbs in sentences correctly. If you guys are looking for those Monday slides to help you with your Monday mini lessons for grammar, they are part of our grammar bundles, which we have for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade classrooms, all bundled together with everything you need to teach grammar in just 10 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Make sure you check them out for your grade level. They are linked up in the cards and down in the description box. If you're looking for other advice to help you teach grammar in your classroom, make sure you check out our grammar playlist. There you'll find information all about that 10-minute grammar routine, as well as how I introduce nouns, verbs, and adjectives in just 10 minutes in that Monday mini lesson. If you aren't already, please hit that subscribe button. We put out new content here every week, and I would love to have you join our community here on YouTube. Let me know down in the comments, what other grammar help are you looking for? And last but not least, I hope you have a not so wimpy day. Bye.